Hey guys, welcome back to Built in America. I'm Jeff Vreeland. This show is about men and women who are actually building businesses in America today, not just chasing profits, but trying to do it with conviction, integrity, and responsibility. As you know, each episode I sit down with founders, operators, leaders who believe business is more than transaction. It's influence, it's stewardship, and it's one of the most powerful ways that our values show up in our life. We're here to talk about the marketplace, what's changing, what's working, what's not working, what it really takes to serve customers and show up in our lives with value. Excuse me. These honest conversations here with people doing the real work, learning in real time how to build, lead, and grow in a complicated world. This is the Built in America show. So, really quickly, Eric Hadley is here. He's the owner of Got Your Six Coffee. And he sits right in the intersection of building a business and staying grounded in his values. We're going to talk to him about what he's building, what he's doing, what he's seeing in the marketplace, and what Built in America actually looks like from his seat. So, Eric, thanks so much for being here, buddy. I do appreciate it. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Got Your Six Coffee?
So Got Your Six Coffee was started 9 years ago, baptism by fire. When I started the company, I wasn't in the right mental headspace, if you will. I was on the backside of a divorce, legal custody. I could point to 13 different brothers and sisters in arms who thought suicide was the answer. I had lost my uncle to a failing VA system. I was on the backside of being laid off. I was working with Transocean. I'm a guy who've spent my entire career on the ocean and moved to Springfield, Missouri back in 2013. Well, fast forward, took a job with the oil industry with Transocean. First year in was great. Fast forward, what, 3.5, 4 years later, you had the downturn of the oil industry. And here I found myself in a position where I'm landlocked in Springfield. I've got 50% custody of my son. Not going to move anywhere to pick up a job on the ocean again. So all that stuff being in one bubble, if you will. 7 months tried to find a job, exhausted my savings, had to tap into my retirement to keep the lights on. And I knew that I couldn't just do that. I had to, if I was going to use my retirement, use it to do something good. So I started Got Your Six Coffee Company with the intent that I was going to use 100% of the net profit to support veteran first responder healthcare professionals and their families. Did 100% for about 7 years and realized that you can't grow your business when you're giving it all away. So kind of restructured 25% now, but really it was just a baptism by fire.
Awesome, man. I love your story. Absolutely love it. So let's jump into our questions today. How does your business help people live out their values and how they spend their money each day?
Well, a lot of people, if you think about it, every dollar you spend is a vote on something, right? And with our company, with what we do, we use 25% of the net profit to support veteran first responder healthcare professionals and their families. So not only are you getting great, freshly roasted, award-winning coffee, you're also getting coffee with a purpose. A simple change in a lifestyle can make an impact with everything that you do. And we've been doing this over 9 years now. We've done everything from building tiny homes to keeping veterans from suicide. We even have gone to the extent of I bought a recliner one time and gave it to a Marine Corps vet who had shoulder surgery. And after the surgery, he couldn't sleep because it was too painful on his shoulder. So we went out and got him a recliner so that he could recover.
That's an awesome story, man. I love it. I love it. So what does building and growing your business in America mean to you personally?
To me, it's building a business in America is not about geography. It's
Mm-hmm.
more about gratitude and stewardship, right? It's what we can do. I've traveled the world. I've been to 59 different countries, and I can tell you there's no greater place than America. And to me, I grew up small town country boy. I was in scouts all the way through Eagle Scout. I wanted to do something that makes an impact. I didn't like what I was seeing in society at the time, and it was one of those, I don't have millions of dollars to just contribute to nonprofits that are out there doing. So I just kind of put my money where my mouth is and took a bold leap of faith. And 9 years later, here we are.
Absolutely. So you've been doing this for 9 years. How have you seen your customers change in the last few years? Like especially the conservatives or faith-minded customers.
In the beginning, I saw a lot of, looking for the customers were looking for value.
Mhm.
They were looking for the the value, if you will. Now I've seen this trend, especially over the last, 4 or 5 years, that customers are becoming intentional. They've seen a lot of stuff out in society with other companies that are doing things behind the scenes that they've been supporting, but then they find out what those company values are and they just don't align. So I've seen a lot of intentionality, customers becoming more discerning on where they're putting their dollars.
Yeah, we've seen that as well. And I think it's really impactful, and it's a massive shift in the market for sure. So what values guide the way you lead your team and serve your customers? I think I know the answer to this question, but love to hear your response.
Uh, those would be service, integrity, and stewardship. Uh, Obviously, service, using the power of coffee to brew better days for our country. Everything that we do is with a purpose. The integrity, we want to stand for is something that is meaningful to other customers. We're not perfect by any means. We've made our mistakes, and but we strive for integrity, to do what's right for the country, to do what's right for the customers. And then stewardship, to me, that is, God gave me, we're all created on purpose, with purpose, for purpose. And my journey, it took me years to get to this point. I think, looking back on my life, there was a lot of stuff that I'd done in the past that were great careers, great jobs. They had purpose in and of itself. But to me, Got Your Six Coffee Company has been literally the most rewarding thing I've done outside of raising my children.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Last question. It's my favorite one. What advice would you give to other business owners who are trying to reach value-driven Americans?
What advice? That one would be, stop trying to appeal to everyone. Stand for something. You're not going to have change unless you stand for something. I was reflecting upon this the other day. What happens? Societies fall when strong men become weak. And if you're not a weak person if you're out there trying to start a business, right? It takes a special kind of person to jump into that realm of entrepreneurship. And uh, it's scary. It's not certain. There's a lot of stuff. You're already strong. You're already courageous. Take it a step further. Don't don't fall to just appease everybody. And that looking back, that was a mistake I had in the beginning. When I first started, I had marketing agencies and companies that as I was trying to grow the business, their advice was, they kept telling me, don't be outspoken with my faith and with my walk with God. And looking back, that's something that I regret, and it's not something I'm doing anymore. But it goes to what I'm saying: stand for something and go out and make a difference.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's great advice, and I really appreciate it. Eric, thanks for being here today, man. And thank you for what you're doing, and
My
also for your
pleasure.
service. Appreciate it so much.
My pleasure.
Well, guys, that's a wrap today on our show. As always, if you enjoyed this episode, please take a look at our weekly podcast, the Liberty Spinners podcast, where we dive into how Americans are choosing to live out their values and where and how they spend their money. You can just search anywhere you find a podcast for Liberty Spinners, it'll come up. And if you are a business owner, a leader, or a brand that wants to better understand how to serve value-driven Americans, check out libertyspinners.com. We'll be happy to help you and walk through that process with you and collaborate with you. And finally, if you want to be a guest on this show, if you think that your product, your company that's built here in America and the values that you stand for and work towards would be a good a guest on this show, head over to builtinamericapodcast.com. There's a quick application you can fill out, and we'll get in contact with you. But thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for supporting American built businesses, and we'll see you next time on Built in America.